There's Bud sunbathing, and there's Sissy in the shade. But we're not talking about pit bulls here. We're talking about power steering pumps. Right, honey?
You always want to talk about the pit bulls, though.
Okay, so we have a new power steering pump here. The only technical part about this situation is the fact that the pulley might possibly be intimidating for people if you have not done this before. So my wife went to O'Reilly's
Yeah.
and she picked up the pump. And sometimes, I didn't know this was actually a fact, you can order this pump without the reservoir on it. And what did you think was bizarre about that, honey?
It was $5 cheaper to order it without the reservoir.
So I don't know why anybody would buy the one without
I
the
asked,
reservoir.
and they said they wanted to try and force people to buy the one with the reservoir, but that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Anyway,
So when you take your pump off, which should be self-explanatory, make sure you put your drip pan underneath there because the fluid splashes, drip pan and whatever drain pan, because it splashes off of the steering components and all over the place. And there's a lot more fluid in here than you would think. So anyway, let's
like
get
how
to
much
it.
fluid?
I really don't have a figure for that, but the O'Reilly's guy gave us 4 quarts, gave my wife 4 quarts of fluid, which seems a little excessive. Okay, so, and O'Reilly's gives you the, for free basically, the Polar Kit. So, and I've used this thing before. It's got this little swivelly end on it that goes down inside there, and then you still use this little clamshell thing. So, but this particular one has like a hex head, and it's got threads in there. So that's not deep enough to run that baby in there. So I've never had a problem pulling this off with the puller, and I should put a little anti-seize on these threads. But if you were to, you could maybe put a little heat around there, just break it loose. So we're going to use this up against there, and we're going to see how that works, because we don't have any other options. Right, honey? So the little clamshell goes, I guess the sharp edge goes down onto the ledge on the pulley. Sharp edge. And then you have this little ring that goes over the top. And then you screw this down in there so it's taut. And then you get your, whatever, 5/8, 13/16. And I held it down with a wood clamp because it's not going to do any good, but oops.
Do you need me to hold something?
No, I think I got it. And you hear that? That is the pulley pulling off there. So you think that you could have accomplished this, honey?
I think so.
You think so?
Were there directions?
Are you actually pointing that phone at the pulley, or because you're not looking into the phone, you're looking at me? Hopefully this video turns out okay. Sometimes my wife gets a little distracted when she's supposed to be pointing the camera
Stop complaining.
at the actual. So I don't know if I said that before, but take your power steering pump that you just pulled off and make sure that you make sure that it looks like the actual power and steering pump that you are replacing it with, because once you scratch that one up and get it all oily, O'Reilly's isn't too amused with that situation. And then once you get this pulley off, then you take your bracket and you transfer that over after you've painted it, wire wheeled it, and cleaned it up. And then the fitting.
How many people actually like clean it, wire wheel it, and paint it up? Oh,
Well, if you have any sort of attention to detail, you might do that. It really doesn't make it it doesn't make it mechanically better.
yeah.
But,
Most people just put it on and
Yeah.
start it back up, right?
So if you, for some reason, took this back and had some sort of issue with your pump or whatever, and you wanted to put that on without the puller/pusher, you can throw the pulley into the oven for like 350, 400 for 20 minutes, and throw your pump into the freezer. And that should go right down on there because it's press fit. Right, honey? All right.
That sounds like a hack job is what that sounds like.
My wife is a little bit annoyed today, so we're going to cut this video short. Okay, so we have the power steering, are you down here? Bracket painted. We have the pump. It looks a little dewy because we have stuck that into the freezer. We have stuck the pulley into the oven for 20 or 30 minutes. And we went to go put it on, and that system did not work. So I have put bearings on. I have put, like I said before, I have put all that stuff. That's why we have a baking sheet out here, is because that's where the pulley is sitting.
That might be out of my kitchen, but.
But then, honey, what happened after that? For the 3 people that might watch this video, what happened?
You didn't put the bracket on?
I didn't put the bracket on. I put the pulley on, and then I realized that the bracket wasn't on there. So this is take 2. So the clamshell and that thing, we painted even that too. That is not applicable for this application. So we get the pulley on there as straight as possible there. And then we use this little thing that's got a little bearing on there. And screw it down in there. As far as we can. What happened to my wrench? What are the kids doing out there, honey?
Frank just came in from the sunshine, and I don't know where Maisie went.
Okay, so we have tightened this bolt.
Hang on.
Honey.
Did
We were just killing a little time there for
I
a
know,
second.
but did she leave? Did she
we're
leave? Because she leaves.
No, she's still in the car because
No, I let her out.
Oh, well. We'll have to see what happens there. She better not have taken off, for God's sakes.
She wants to live somewhere else.
She doesn't like it here. We are apparently not.
You're too boring.
Not exciting enough. Yes. Well, we're not talking about you, honey. We're talking about me now. Okay, so you've bottomed that bolt out, and then we're just going to, and we've got the wood clamp on there because the first time I put this pulley on, the pump was what, honey? What was the pump doing?
I don't know. I wasn't
Well,
here.
honey, it was flopping around like a
I wasn't out here.
like a fish on the beach.
Can I hold on to something for you?
I don't think so.
Or-
I
okay.
think the clamp has got it.
All right.
So we're gonna keep on doing this until that shiny part down underneath there, honey, goes away.
Oh yeah. Okay. Ooh,
How far are we?
you're a bit. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got a good bit.
We'll go faster now.
Okay. Yeah.
It feels like
Oh,
that
yeah.
pulley
Yep. There you go. There you go. You're
Is
about
it-
to bottom out.
isn't taking as much effort as it did the first time. So
Because you're all warmed up.
is it bottomed out?
Yep. Should be.
No, I think it's maybe on there looser. Hopefully it doesn't fly off.
That would be a good goal, honey. Good goal.
That's the goal for everything. And we hope
Don't
that it
fly
doesn't
off.
fly off,
Don't fly off.
at least on the highway. Okay. Thanks for watching. Right, honey?